You know what
All
time it
right.
is, everybody. Yeah, welcome to a very special edition of the E-Mazing Experience. Today, we are I like to start off by saying that, there are some very exemplary people that I think are very exemplary here in like the not only just in like the Twitch community, but in like video gaming in general. Like, the people that I think like have not only inspired me, but kind of shaped my perspective on how like streaming works. And today we're taking some time to talk to somebody who's really helped me, and I know he's helped a lot of other people shaping their perspectives on how Twitch is and how like communities work and stuff like that. My man, Purple Mango, what's going on?
My man. Hey, dude, what's up? Thank you so much for those kind words. I don't even know what to say. Um, I'm glad that I helped you. I'm glad that you feel that I helped you in any way. You know, that's what I'm all about. I like helping people, and the internet in general has always given me that base to help people more,
Oh yeah, man.
be it with like streams or whatever.
Yeah, man. I remember Black Roses. She was saying that something to the effect that if Purple Mango could save literally everybody in the world, he would.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. That's so nice of her to say that. I didn't know that she had said that of me.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a great person. I also admire her a lot. She's very supportive as well.
Oh
She's a
yeah.
great supporter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But right now it's all about you. So let's start it out, man. Like, tell us about yourself, man. Like, tell the world about Purple Mango.
All right. Well, the username is Purple Mango. I'm originally from northern New Jersey, just about 40 minutes, a 40-minute drive away from New York. And I came to Brazil when I was 13, about 13. Um, didn't know how to speak Portuguese at all, and now I am like fluent, like really fluent. I'm a
Awesome.
translator. I've been to the States to visit and also to live again, but I didn't really feel like it fit with my mindset at the time, at least. So I ended up coming back after 6 months. I'm a freelancer, and so is my wife, so we travel a lot. We've been to we spent 3 months in Europe, 4 months in the States, and then a month in Canada. A month in Chile last year, and tomorrow we actually start a 2-week road trip, through the south of Brazil.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna try to stream from my phone there to show like some sights, but I don't know how reception is gonna be there in the mountains and stuff.
Wow, that's pretty epic, actually. I didn't know you were doing like a road trip, man. Like, how long do you think that's gonna take?
Um, we're gonna drive to a city called Blumenau, which has a lot of German immigrants and like descendants and stuff, and that
Hmm.
takes about 8 hours. That's about an 8-hour drive. Then we stay one day there, and then we're gonna drive to uh, two towns, two different towns. One is called Gramado, and the other one's called Canela, and that's another like 5-6 hour drive, depending on traffic. Probably no traffic because it's still Friday. It's gonna be like Friday early morning, like 5:30 in the morning.
Hmm.
So I don't think there's gonna be that much traffic.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you, man. When and how did you exactly become interested in streaming in the first place? Take us back to the beginning.
All right. Well, that's actually an interesting story because I didn't know about streaming until like a year and a half ago. I was living under a rock. Like I thought people only did their videos like on YouTube. I thought like some people did some lives, but I'm like, it's probably like a lower quality. Like I didn't really go after it because I hadn't really heard of it. I guess because also I'm living in Brazil, and I guess more people just play games themselves. They don't really stream. Like I'm not really involved in that kind of community of Brazilian gaming like
Mm,
that. And then when I heard about it, I was like, you know what? That could be for me because I'm not in love with translating. I'm content with it. You know, like I'm kind of satisfied, but it's not really what I feel like I want to do. Like I don't wake up in the morning like, damn, I'm gonna translate some fucking sorry about the curse word, some market research. You know, I'm gonna translate what these people have to say about Coca Cola. Yeah, like that's not a good day for me. Like it's just a regular day.
oh man.
So then when I heard about that, I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty energetic. I'm a friendly person. Maybe this could work. And then I just saw what I could do to do like the minimally acceptable stream, and I started from there.
Wow, nice. So what exactly did your setup look like when you started out? Like, because it looks pretty great right now, but what did it look like when
Yeah.
you started?
When I started, I had the PS4i because I didn't have a capture card, so I couldn't use a face cam except for the PS4i. So I invested in that, and then I used that for a while. And then I was actually really lucky that a friend of mine's cousin, who's a streamer, had just bought in the HD60S, and he came from the States with it, and he's like, "Do you want to buy my HD60?" And he was offering it for a much cheaper price because I don't know if everybody knows this, but you know, electronics and stuff here in Brazil are really expensive.
Mm.
So when I saw that it was much cheaper, I was like, "Yeah, I'll buy it." So I bought it, and then I already had a webcam. It's not one of the best. It's not a 1080p. It's a 720, but you know it's fine, I think. Yeah. And then I got the microphone because I remember people started telling me like, "Oh, your stream is really cool," and I enjoy sitting there, but you know it's really hard to listen to your voice through that tin can you got. So then I was like, okay, I'll invest in a mic, and then I bought the Blue Snowball, and then that's where I'm at right now.
Wow, awesome. I mean, like, I know, like, what's called, like, when you're starting out, sometimes it's like you kind of just work with what you got sometimes, because
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what I ended up doing. I was like, oh well, you know, I got some stuff, so let's just work with that for now.
Yeah.
So
I got some stuff in, you know. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's how it should be. I actually kind of skipped some steps, I feel.
Mhm.
I invested before I had like not the right to, but like when it was smart to, because like I had some extra money. I got a bonus from a lawsuit that I waited for like 6-7 years, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna invest in this. I think this is good money to invest in this.
Oh. Yeah, man. Like I know exactly how you feel, man, because that's kind of like I felt like I kind of felt like I wanted to throw my weight behind streaming too. So yeah, that's man, that's awesome. So being a streamer, I've seen you stream a few video games like God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Layers of Evil. Now, what games in specific do you really like? Like, what do you really enjoy to play? Like, especially off stream when like nobody's watching.
Those games. when off stream, that's what I like playing. I've always enjoyed stories. I've like always grown attached. I think the first story that I really got attached to, when I was like 8 or 7, I played Tomb Raider 2. And there's not much of a story. It's more like the puzzling and like there's like the little cutscenes in the beginning, but there wasn't much to grasp me. What really, the first game that really like grabbed me and is like hold on was Ocarina of Time, which I know is a cliche answer, but you know what can you do? It's an amazing game. And I remember when I heard that story, and like Link was an orphan, and I'm like, dude, this is whoa. And I always liked to read. I was always a nerd. And when I saw this story, I was like, the story started to unfold, and then like the time travel, and I was like, dude. And like it was so rewarding, like when you beat a temple or when you like escape Jabu Jabu's belly or something. There's like a story after it to reward you, and like that would always drive me to try my hardest to beat that level. Oh man, I said Jabu Jabu's belly because that level was such a pain. I can still remember that in the water temple, and but yeah, that's what I still play. I'll play like occasionally. I'll play FIFA. I'll even play like my friend lent me Call of Duty, and I'll play a round or two of that. But I'm so bad at shooters, and I don't really care so much about them.
I feel that. Yeah, I like shooters, but yeah, like as far as like I would say those definitely fall into the lower half of priority for me. I think.
Yeah, definitely for me too.
Yeah. So all right. So one thing I've been wondering, and I know if some other people are wondering about, is where exactly does the name Purple Mango come from?
That's actually a funny story because before my name was Purple Mango, it was Let's Play _ Deligi. And whenever I would like give someone some bits or like say hello or something, they'd be like, "Let's play Deligi" or the what's that? You know. And I'm like, damn, man, this isn't gonna work. Like, if I want to be a streamer, this isn't gonna work. And I've always there are some words in the English language that, or in any language, I guess, but for me specifically, there's some words in the English language that I always felt like the sonority like flows really well, and I always thought that mango was one of those words. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something with mango. And then originally I was gonna be green mango because that's one of my favorite colors as well. And I was
Mhm.
like, but green mango doesn't sound too good. And then I was like, you know what, purple mango. And I kept saying, kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it. And then I went to check if anyone had that account, Purple Mango, and no one did. I was like, oh, awesome. But I had to wait a couple of weeks before I could change, because Twitch makes you wait for 60 days, I think, before you
Oh,
can
really?
change your username. Yeah, I think it's 60 days. Maybe it's 30. I might be wrong about the number, but I remember that there's like a limit.
Um,
Um, and then by the time I went to do Purple Mango, someone had gotten it, and it's this person with no videos,
wow.
no followers, no one following. It's just like this random account. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just add an underline gaming and whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
If I ever become partner, I can just make them change their name, because once you become partner, you can like Armageddon did
Yeah.
that. Like, he was Armageddon TTV, and now he's just Armageddon.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Yeah, because he became partner, so then he can like claim that name.
Wow. You know what? To be honest with you, I didn't know that you could change your name at all until like right now when you said
Really?
that. Yeah, I didn't even know that
Yeah,
because
you can.
honestly, I wanted to be just amazing, but somebody took amazing.
Oh, what? No
Yeah.
way. That's such a creative name. I'm like surprised. I thought you wanted the MC part. Like, I was certain that you wanted that. That's amazing though. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I know it's amazing, right? God. Okay, so let's get a little bit more personal, right? Like,
All
what do
right.
you feel like? What do you feel like some of your biggest challenges have been? Like, generally speaking,
In life or in streaming?
I would say like let's stick to streaming, I guess, for right
All
now.
right. So when you start streaming, and like, since I didn't have really a community of friends who spoke English, really, because I'm surrounded by Brazilian people and they speak Portuguese, it was really hard because I was never really into online gaming, and even if I were, it would have been with Brazilians. So when I started, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have friends on Twitter because none of my friends from the States use Twitter. My friends from the States don't really like do online gaming. They're doing their own thing. Um, so they followed me. Like, they created an account. They were pretty nice. Like, they created Twitch accounts to follow me and to like help me out in the first like 30 followers I had. And then I remember that was really tough. Like, I would stream, and I would put my phone to like watch my stream because it counted as a viewer, because I really wanted to make that 3 viewer average. And my
Yeah,
wife would go on her computer and she would put on her account, she would to give me 2. So I was like, okay, I just need one person to stick around. And that was really tough. I did like 5 or 6 streams where no one showed up, and that was tough. And then when the first person showed up, it was so funny because I was playing Gwent, but then I switched games. I started playing Heavy Rain, and someone came into my stream and they're like, "This isn't Gwent." I'm like, "No way! It still says Gwent. Can you see if it uploaded?" And then the person just never answered me again. That was literally my first random interaction with a person who didn't know me.
wow.
Yeah, that was kind of disheartening at first, but I'm like, you know what? People don't know me. I can't blame them for not finding me and for not sticking around. Like, I have to keep at it. Like I have to check out other streamers and see what they're doing so I can like mirror that. Because like I said, I had just heard about streaming practically.
Yeah,
So then what I did was I realized quickly that new releases were not good for a small streamer. If you're a small streamer, stay away from new releases, because there are so many people streaming those games that it's impossible for someone to find you. It's not that they don't want to find you necessarily. It's just that you have to scroll down and down. Like, I tested once, when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I was like, let me see how many people are streaming this. And for me to find a channel with 20 viewers, which for me, like when I started, was unfathomable. I had to scroll down for like 2 minutes.
wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, and like scrolling, like fast scrolling for like 2 minutes.
Wow.
So yeah. And then I talked to myself, man. I talked to myself like there was a party going on in the chat. I'm like narrating everything I was doing. And then one day I got raided by Endless Backlog, and he gave me like a 27-person raid. And from that moment on, that's when I met the people from Team Rise, and that's when my streaming, I guess, career like really started, because that's when I met people, and that's when I met people who liked supporting others. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Because actually, I forgot to mention, whenever I went into a stream and I was talking to the person only had like me and one other person watching them. And like in their chat rules, it was like, do not self-promote. I'm like, okay, so this is something that the community doesn't like, is self-promoting.
Mm.
They're probably afraid that you're going to steal their viewers and stuff. And I was like, okay, I guess this is just the custom. And when I met Team Rise, and everyone's like, dude, self-promote in my channel. Yes, please self-promote. Feel encouraged. I was like, dude, this is what I wanted to do. So then, like, I tore down that wall. Like, I allow self-promotion in my chat, like, no problem at all. I always tell people, shout yourselves out. And I kind of digress from your question. I'm sorry.
No, man, that's great, man. I mean, like, the thing is like, it's funny you mentioned that, because it kind of like, when I started out as well, like, I was like, like, I had like some people supporting me, I have my family and whatnot, but like one day, like, this person who followed me had like all these followers and stuff, and I was like, who's this person? Team Spock, what's that?
Oh, damn.
What the heck is that? And then you jumped in there, and I remember, I think it was In Before Gaming was like, yo, I'm off to go to Blackish's stream. I'm like, who's that? He's like, yo, man, just go, man, you'll see. And
that dude is so hype.
Yeah,
Blackish is so hype.
Yeah, man, he's like, man, I don't know how he does it. I mean, honestly, I don't know how he does it, because I mean, he's just always bouncing around. He's got so much energy, like, the whole time, and it's like a constant, like, consistent energy that I'm like, man, like that's kind of like when I started really getting into the groove of streaming. I kind of felt like, you know what, that's kind of what I need to be more like, is like him, because he's got like so much energy, and it's just like, man, like, man, it's just so great. I feel so much better like watching him do it, and then in turn, when I'm doing it, I feel a whole lot better, So
right,
yeah, man, that's awesome. Let me ask you, man, what do you think some of your biggest advantages were, like, starting
out? When I first started, I think my only advantage was that I'm very outgoing. Like, I can make friends anywhere. Everywhere I've traveled, I've made friends. Like, I've not like friends that you talk to every day, but like I've interacted with people. Mm-hmm. Every country that I traveled to, I made friends very easily. So I thought, I'm just gonna do that in the stream. I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna make jokes about, like, if I suck at a video game, or if I suck at like this one part, like I can't beat this puzzle, I can't do it. Like, what's going on? Like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Like, what? And like just keep interacting with people, even though they're not there. Like, for if someone went in there and saw me, they'd be like, okay, this person talks. He's just not, because there's an audience for everything. So there are people who prefer streamers who don't talk that much. Mm-hmm. But that's not what I would like to see. So I remember that those were the two things, I guess, that I talk a lot. I'm very outgoing, and I feel like I'm very easy to talk to. That's at least my vision of myself.
I would agree.
And thank you. And that I knew that I needed to make content that I wanted to see. And I stuck by that. Like, because if you want to get big, you can do like some reaction videos and have like some very colorful reactions, like, oh my god, this, like, what? I don't even know how to do it. Like, I can't even fake it, because I'd be like so embarrassed. And I feel like I feel like anybody can grow doing that, but that's not the content I like to see. So I guess I stuck by that, and I think that was the only thing, because I didn't have anybody to really help me for the first like month or so.
Wow, that's pretty interesting, man. Wow, because I mean, like, I really do agree with you on that. I feel like, yeah, you kind of have to make the content that you want to watch. You have to. You're like, man, who would, like, if I was going to scrolling through, what game would I want to see right now? And it's like,
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and like I'm gonna stick to that. I'm just gonna, you know, because like you're right. Like some of that stuff is like completely outside of my wheelhouse. Like I'm not really interested in that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Um, in the same vein, what streamers do you feel like have like really inspired you, in in your streaming career?
Well, he started streaming more, like recently. He used to be just a YouTuber mostly. It's ACG,
Oh yeah,
and the reason I like him so much is that when he started, he does reviews on games, and he always said like, I don't accept sponsors from games, and I will say if a game sucks, I will tell you that it sucks, and I respected the hell out of that. And since from the first moment I saw one of his videos, I'm like, okay, this is a YouTuber I'm gonna follow like forever. And then when I found out about Twitch, I thought, oh, let's see if ACG is on Twitch, and then he is, and like I don't know. I feel like he sticks. Like I think that's where I really got that idea of I'm gonna make content that I like. I'm gonna stick by it. I'm gonna be honest to my viewers
yeah,
if I have any. Because at the time I didn't know if anyone was ever gonna stop by. Because you see like the millions of accounts that there are on Twitch, and you're like, why would somebody randomly choose me and stick by me? Like what am I offering that's different?
mm,
And I remember I was just like, I'm just gonna stay honest, and I'm gonna like. So I really feel like ACG was that guy who I really was inspired by.
oh, that's awesome. It's funny you mentioned ACG because I remember like watching like the reason I even started playing the Yakuza series of video games was because I saw a video on Yakuza Zero and I was like, what is this game? Like I couldn't believe it. And like man, I was like, I'm gonna give this game a chance, and I fell in love, man. Oh man, um, wow. So yeah. Man, ACG is like pretty freaking cool. I think like one person I would think that inspired me, I think would be well shit. I guess it would be you, wouldn't it?
Oh, wow. I'm so flattered. Like I don't even know what to do with my face. Like I want to. Oh, I'm so flattered by that. Like I don't even know what to say other than I'm honored that you said that.
Yeah, man. Well, you because I figure like I said like a while ago, it's like I kind of just stumbled in to your chat one time, and I was like, man, this guy's really cool. Like,
Oh, thank you. I was playing Outlast. Was I playing Outlast 2 or Resident Evil 7?
It was Layers of Evil, I think.
Oh, it was Layers of Fear, right? Yeah, Layers of Fear.
Layers of Fear. That's it.
Yeah.
Right at the tail end, and then we're looking at the credits. I'm like, wait, these are the credits. Oh,
Oh my
man.
god. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that was yeah. Okay. I remember it was during Halloween,
Mm,
like the Halloween thing.
yeah, yeah. I remember we were talking about like Japanese and stuff like that, trying to
Yeah.
learn Japanese and all that stuff,
Yep.
and you were talking about like how like you're writing and stuff. Speaking of which, you're a writer, and
I am.
yeah, it's like what kind of stuff do you write, man? What genre do you dabble
I really like fiction in general. I don't like I've read detective novels and detective mysteries and such, but I don't really like writing that for the simple reason that I feel like not that it's impossible, that I can't bring anything original that hasn't been absolutely done a million times over. Like my mind just can't work like that. I can do mystery, like the one novel I'm working on right now. It does involve a murder, but it doesn't focus so much on the police work around it. It focuses more on the impact it has on three friends and one of their wives. So I really like creative freedom. So my next novel, I already kind of have an idea of it. It's going to be like about it's going to take place on a different planet, not too different from Earth, but like with a couple of creative details, I would say. So that's what I really like to do. I like allegories. I like poetic stuff, like oh, this, like, not crazy allegories, but like, oh, this, what happened here is a representation of something bigger than this, but not anything like, oh, he wore a blue sweater, so that means like his mother killed himself when he was a child. Like nothing that you have to dive too deep into.
Mm.
And in that sense, I'm kind of inspired by George Martin because I feel like he approaches some themes in his novels in a way that I really like, and that you don't have to dive too deep.
Wow. Yeah, at one point I was thinking about being a writer. It didn't work out.
Why not?
The thing is just, I mean, I'm a very harsh critic of myself, and my dad used to. So the thing he always says is, what was it? Like when I'm writing something or I'm doing anything, I try to get it like to be really well done, and it's
Right.
like, perfection. And then my dad always used to say, was it perfection is the enemy of good, and good
Yep.
is the enemy of good enough, and like I could never get it to be good enough for me. So,
Right.
um, yeah, that's pretty much where it went, man. Like it just never got past that because it's just like, man, I just never felt like it was good enough. So I mean, I can't
That
be,
is an obstacle for sure.
yeah, too like just too crazy, man. Anyway, enough about me, man. My
No
like
problem.
OCD-ness. What exactly do you feel like inspires you to write? Like what exactly, like especially from your own life, like what inspires you? Like,
Well, like I said, I've always enjoyed stories. Like ever since I was a kid, I liked reading, and I liked games with stories. So I always felt like I was a good storyteller.
mm,
Um, at least to make people laugh, I guess, because I never really told like my story to anybody like verbally from start to finish.
mm,
So I guess what inspires me is just like I used to be a musician too. So and I remember when I used to write music and like write the lyrics, I used to think like if I can touch one person and like make them feel anything remotely positive, that would be awesome. And with a story, I feel like I have more room to, aside from just like making the person like, oh, I'm so sad that this happened to this character, or I'm rooting for this character, to get them emotionally involved. I can also perhaps make them see the world in a different way. So like what I love the question of like morality. So like that question, like, would you murder a child to save a family of five?
mm,
Like you have to murder the child or that family of five dies. And like that's just a very simple, easy to think of example. But like what's the moral, like what is the right thing to do there? And I like playing with that kind of situation. Not necessarily child murdering, but those gray areas of morality.
just one small example.
Just one small example of what that could be.
So, in terms of your writing, actually in terms of your writing and your streaming, did you ever really like receive any like any kind of negativity or any kind of resistance from like anybody in your family or your friend circle when you were trying to transition?
Yeah. My the one person who like has supported me through everything in my life was my aunt and my grandmother, but my grandmother has passed away.
Mm,
But my aunt, she's a very practical person. She's a lawyer, and I told her that I was gonna start writing, and she's like, "Okay, but as a hobby, right?"
oh boy.
And I was like, "Well, I guess for now, yeah, but I plan on making a profession out of it." And she did the same thing with streaming. Like, "Oh, that's fun. I hope you have fun with it, like with your hobby." She doesn't really believe in. I've always been a dreamer in that sense, like where I think that nothing is impossible. Like you just have to keep trying, and you're gonna get knocked on your ass, and you just have to keep getting up. Like even Colonel Sanders, like he got, I don't remember how many no's before someone accepted his recipe, and
Hmm.
look what KFC is now. So like I
Yeah.
always kind of use that story or those examples, and it's 2.5 years later. I'm almost done with my book. It still has to be edited. I still have to send it to my editor, but I'm almost done with it. And I don't know if I'm gonna be a success ever. And I don't write just because of that. Like I write because I enjoy it, and I stream because I enjoy it as well, for that matter. The only thing is that I would be a much happier person if I could stop translating because and start writing and or streaming. I would love to do both. Like I would love like what I'm doing right now when there's no work, when I have no free become a freelancer, so that's not always that there's work.
Mm.
Well, if I could choose, I would do what I do on days that I don't have work, where I wake up at around 9 and I write from 9:30 or quarter to 10 until like 2, have lunch, go to the gym, come back, take a shower, and stream. Or maybe like some variation with the time schedule, of course, like do a little bit of less of one thing or a little bit of more of something else. And I just love that schedule. Like that's what I would really love to do, and I'm gonna keep trying to do it because that's what makes me happy. That dream and pursuing that dream makes me happy. So, you know. But yeah, I did get that resistance. I don't have a very big family, so I guess that's most of the things. And my friends were just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like kind of like, oh, okay.
Oh,
I mean, they weren't unsupportive, but they weren't like very supportive. Like I can't really say that they were like, oh, dude, you should totally do that. You would kick ass as a streamer or as a novelist. Oh, I mean, I guess that's unfair to say because about the novelist part, at least, because just because you like someone doesn't mean that they're automatically going to be a good writer or anything.
mhm.
So, and since I write in English and they speak Portuguese, I guess that's kind of unfair. But the streamer part, they're like, okay, that's cool.
Wow. I know, like when I started streaming, honestly, like I had a whole lot of support from pretty much everybody except for myself.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was kind of like, I don't know. That is, I mean, because like people can tell you like good stuff about you all day, but if you don't believe it, it doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
So, you know, oftentimes people be like, "Yo, man, you'd be good at doing that," and I'd be like, okay, whatever." And yeah, oh man, you should do this. All right, whatever, man. Like, you know,
Empty compliments.
yeah,
Right? Like if you don't believe them, they're just empty compliments.
they really are. And then eventually I started believing it. You know, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna actually go and try. I'm gonna try doing this because I want to do it. And then, you know, here we are having an interview, a streamed interview on Twitch. It's a beautiful
I'm
thing.
glad you had that. You took that push, man. I'm glad that you did that.
Oh yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. So let me ask you, what do you like the most about like the streaming community? Like, what is the thing that you enjoy the most?
Right now, what I enjoy the most is the fact that I met so many people who I now consider friends that I would never have met otherwise. And you know, I think that human interaction is something that interests me a lot, and I really think that that's what it is because I already played games on my own before, and I always liked playing like ever since I was a kid. Like I had a friend of mine who used to come over to play Majora's Mask because the first game I played was Ocarina of Time, and I remember I would only play Majora's Mask if he came over because we both wanted to know the story.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I was like, dude, playing single player games with a friend is awesome. Like, you get to comment on the story, you get to mention it. And when I moved to Brazil, I one of my first friends here, they liked video games too, and they spoke very like decent English. And we started playing games together. We played Final Fantasy X. Oh man, that game was a ride to play with a friend.
Oh,
Like it was crazy. It was crazy. We were like thinking like, oh, it's time travel, and we're like, oh my god, no, it's not time travel. It's this other thing. And then, so yeah, and I always liked playing it, but since like you know, as an adult, your friends, you know, I'm fortunate enough to work from home. My friends don't. So what time do I get to play video games with my friends and like experience that single player story emotions again? Like how do I share that with people? And streaming has allowed me to do that. Granted, usually I'm talking to people about stuff that isn't the game story because it's so much fun to talk to people, but you're still like enjoying their presence, you know, in an otherwise lonely activity.
Yeah. I think like, yeah, man, I mean, you definitely hit the nail on the head with that one. Like I completely agree with everything you just said. Because I've like, that's pretty much how me and my bros used to do it. Like we would have like a single player game and then we'd all gather around the TV and one of us would be just sitting there playing. The other two would be like, "Oh, yo, look at that!" Oh, whatever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think like that's a really like that feeling that experience is something that it's you can recapture on by streaming. Like it's I didn't I had no idea that it would be like that, but here we are.
Yep.
Oh man. So as far as like the streaming community is, where do you? We've gone pretty far so far. I mean, I say we. I've only been around for a couple months, but like, let's say we. Like, where do you think we'll be in like the next like 5 years?
I think that gaming channels on YouTube will be mostly dead
Oh
because
yeah.
of Twitch and Mixer. I think so because people. This is. I might be completely wrong. But I have this feeling that people don't just. We were talking about this just before we started the interview. Um, People don't just go to your stream to see the game.
Mm-hmm.
They also go to see you. They're drawn in at first, like your first contact with them is like, oh, I'm playing this game that you like, but then they stay for you. And in YouTube, on YouTube, it's static. You know, like the video's already there. You can't interact anymore. You know, it's over. It's done. It's in the past. And I feel like as time goes on, more and more people are going to like fill their void of loneliness with streamers and stuff like video game people who like video games, like video game aficionados. I might be wrong, but you know, like I have friends who like video games, but I would have never met people like, oh, I like this single player game because of the story, and I get to play with them now, even like in a different country. And in a way that like I was lonely, like I was kind of like needy for that kind of interaction because it's something I've done since I was a kid, and because of the language barrier, I couldn't really have that choice too much, except for that one friend that I made here in Brazil, because most of my friends don't speak English.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that what do you think the community is going to be like?
I think I do think like yeah, like you said, like we were talking about it. Yeah, I do think that people like when people do come, you're right. Like video game is their first point of contact, but then after that, I mean, I was streaming a while ago, like about like a few days ago, and I was like playing. What was it like Salt and Sanctuary? Not, it could have been something. Yeah, Salt and Sanctuary, I think. And me and what's called one of my buddies, we were playing on stream, and we didn't realize there was no game sound coming out the whole time, and there were people watching that whole time, watching,
Totally.
and then nobody said anything about it, and um, like one viewer came in, I think it was a Tactical Foreplay. He came in, he's like, "Yo, you guys do know you guys don't have any sound, right?" And I was like, "Wait, what? We don't have any sound?"
What?
And I was like, "Oh snap!" So we had to go in and like fix the sound and everything like that. And we were like, "Man, I wonder why. I wonder why nobody said anything." And like one of my viewers, his name was Mark, aka Lip Crusher. Um, he said, "Oh man, I just didn't notice, man. I
I
came.
didn't notice.
Yeah, I was here
Wow.
for you. So I mean, whatever." I was like, I mean, that pretty much encompassed the whole thing. I was just like, well, yeah. I mean, I guess if the person that you want to see is there, they're playing the game, they're interacting with you. You don't care if you hear video game sounds or not. At one point, you could just remove the video game completely, and they would just want to.
Completely and just yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
it's like they're just like, oh well, I'm good, man. Like I have the video. The video game was cool for the first part, but now that we're done with all the foreplay, we can get to the main
Yep.
event, which is
Yep.
talking to you. Like I don't know.
Yep.
Oh
And
man.
there are lurkers who just like who don't like to interact necessarily, and they like just to watch the game and like see the person's energy or lack thereof. And that's cool too. Let's say I only recently got an Xbox, and until I had an Xbox, sometimes I would go on streams and I'm like, oh, I want to see someone play Halo because that's a game I can't play. But sometimes I'm like doing the dishes or something, and I can't necessarily interact with them. So I'm just like I'm watching them play, killing these aliens, and like they're like, oh, dude, like this, whatever. I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all mean?
Nah, I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, man. So let me ask you, man. I know this is one thing I've kind of been itching to ask for a little while, but how does it feel? I mean, like you say that what you call it, the guy Jeremy Penter kind of like inspired you.
Right.
How does it feel to like be in a situation where they're like he's on like you're on a stream with him and he's asking you what your opinion is about something?
Dude, it was crazy. The first time I went on the podcast, I had mad butterflies. Like every butterfly that ever existed, that ever was in my stomach at that point. And he's such a chill guy. Like he's not snobby at all. Like he's super cool and like he respects everyone's opinion. That dude is so cool. So like the first time I was there, he was asking me and I was like sweating. Like my back was all sweaty and I was just like he's like, "Oh, what?" I can't even remember what the first question was, but I remember that I was just like, I gave like this really short answer, and I kept like watching everybody else answer, like Johnny and Silver Hawkins. There was somebody else there. So, like there were some other people from ACG's like Discord and stuff.
Mm,
And I was just like, oh my god, these people like know him, like these people are talking to him. I remember the first time I joined his Discord, because Patreons get to join his Discord. I remember the first time I joined, I was like, dude, I get to talk to AC fucking G. It's like, what? Like, I can't believe that I'm gonna get to talk to this guy. Like, because he to me, he was like my gaming hero.
hmm
He like, 'cause I started watching him when I was like 22, I think. I was much more immature. Like, I kind of like had created this idea that famous people are different, you know, even though they always say like, oh, we're people just like you. But like after I met him, I actually understood that. Like he's like, you know, he has opinions that I disagree with sometimes, and like we joke around with each other, and like that's what's so cool. Like you can literally become his friend so easily. It's so easy to be his friend.
Wow. Because I mean, I remember like it's like when you made the announcement that you were going to be doing be on the podcast. I was like, what? Purple Mango knows what? No, no
Yeah,
way. And
it
I
was
was,
crazy.
I was like, I saw you on there. I was like, oh man, I gotta tell everybody.
Dude, that was crazy. That was one of the best experiences I've had since I started streaming. Was that I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have been on that podcast had I not begun to stream. You know.
Man. So like in the same vein as like talking about being in a Discord and stuff like that. You have your own Discord, right?
I do.
And I'm in there, and I've seen like like I mean, I remember coming in there, and it was like
You
like
were
a
the
few.
second person. You and Nila were the first two.
Yeah, I mean, and your community is like huge now. Like
It's
it's like, did you ever? I mean, like looking at it, did you ever like expect it to grow the way it has grown?
I hoped that it would. Like I I'm so thankful that like people like me and like my stream enough and enjoy talking to me so much that they join my Discord and they're active in the Discord. Like I remember that when you and Nilla joined, I was like, "Oh, cool, my first two." And like I always hope to grow because I love talking to people. I love making friends, and um the fact that it's already where it's at, where it's like at, I think 100 members, is just like mind blowing to me. I can't like I never like I really hope like I said like I've always been a dreamer. Like I want to become a novelist. I'm gonna fight my hardest to become a novelist. I'm not gonna give up. I want to become a streamer like full time. I'm not gonna give up on that either. And I'm not gonna give up on my Discord because I like bringing people together and giving other people support and like transferring the support that I got to other streamers. You know,
Yeah, man.
and to see that it's actually happening. Like if I reached my limit right now, I would be so thankful already to have made so many friends. Like you're in there, and like I consider you my friend. Nilla, Orange, Norwegian Imposter. Like I could go on. Like the list goes on. At least like 40, 50 people from that Discord.
Yeah, man. Like I was like, man, like this place sure has grown, man. It's getting
Yeah,
crowded in here, yo. Like that, man.
yeah.
Oh man. So do you feel? I mean, because like I know me personally before like I started streaming, I didn't really go on Twitter or I used Discord a little bit. Didn't use Instagram at all. Like I had a Twitter for about 8 years and I never used it. And then like as soon as I started streaming, I'm like, man. I gotta be on this like every day. Like, do you feel number one? Do you feel like how do you feel like social media has influenced your streaming your streaming career?
Oh wow, so much. Like I used to hate Twitter. I do not
Hmm.
have a personal Twitter account outside of the Purple Mango account. I do not have one. I made fun of my friends who made Twitter accounts because I used to think like, what do you have to say that you can't say on Facebook or Instagram? Like, what? Why do you need a separate platform for this? Like, what is the point? I couldn't understand it. Nowadays I do because like it's a lighter, easier way to just see like short messages. So it's like okay, you get to consume a lot more information more quickly.
Hmm.
And I had a Discord, and I don't know if you know the rapper Graydon Square.
No.
He's the musician I use for my alerts. Like every alert, except for the donation one, is a song by him.
Hmm.
And that's where I do the mango dance. um,
Patented
and I
mango
remember,
dance.
yeah, and I remember that he's also like, in a way, kind of like ACG in the way that you can reach out to him, and he answers messages on Facebook and even on Instagram, like on Instagram Live, like he'll do a live video and answer your questions and stuff. And I remember one time I was talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, dude, do you want to join my Discord?" And I was like, "What the hell is Discord?" I was like, but like, I was like, okay, but are you in it? Then yeah, I'll join your Discord. And then I saw this like pig snout looking logo that is Discord. To me, it looks like a pig snout. It will never not look like a pig snout. And
I'm never gonna be able to unsee that now.
I can never like no, I like this since the first time I saw it, I was like, it's a pig snout. But some people call it a crab or whatever, and I guess it kind of does look like a crab too. But anyway, so I joined this guy's Discord, and there were so many people, and they were talking about games. I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. But that was a personal account. That wasn't a Purple Mango, or even the streaming account. And then after Endless Backlog raided me, and he's like, oh, join my Discord, chat there and stuff, and people might follow you, and people might get to know you. I was like, what's Discord again? I was like, oh, okay, I remember. And then I made a Discord, and then I started talking to people. And I was like, okay, this is cool, but it took me a while to like really be active on it because I felt like it was more like a place to say, oh, I'm going live. And I think like 2 months ago, or no, it was around October, a couple weeks before you came into my stream the first time. I was like, dude, you know what? This is a nice way to like talk to people and get to know people and support people. Because I'm on Discord all freaking day. Like I actually procrastinate so much. Like today, for example, I had no work to do. I just stayed on Discord talking to No Man's or One Man's Orange, and Change Over 21, and like I kept talking to them, and like by the time I realized, like, oh shoot, like it's been so long, and I'm just talking to these people who, like, again, I would have never met if it weren't for Discord.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel the same way. I'm like these the social media stuff. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe there's something to this. Um, and what's called in the same vein as like supporting other streamers. Let me ask, what advice would you give to new streamers? Like what like a nugget of wisdom for our new people?
Okay, so the first absolute thing is content that you like. That's what you got to make. You like a streamer who talks like, well, like making lots of jokes. Like that's what I would like, and that's what I do. And I think that's the number one thing. 2, don't play games that you think are in. Play games that you want to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because otherwise, people are going to notice that you're not enjoying yourself. It's impossible not to notice. It's like play those games that you want to play, even if it's like super underground. There's going to be an audience for it, and you're just going to have to grind either way. Because if you play a game that's too popular, there's going to be too many people playing it. If you play a game that's like not popular at all, you'll find only the people who are interested in that game, and they're more likely to stay and chat with you. Because usually people say that average games, like, oh, like right now, I guess what maybe Tomb Raider would be, or Spider-Man, because it's like all the hype has kind of died down.
Yeah.
Like maybe that would be a good game. But if you don't feel like playing that, I feel like it's not a good game for you to play. Do not underestimate Twitter or Discord, the power of it. Get to know people. Don't just join people's Discord and then say, oh, hello, good morning, and then later in the afternoon and be like, oh, I'm going live. No one's gonna watch you. Let me correct that. Maybe 1 every 20 people will watch you, and then they'll be like, oh, okay. And then if they're a streamer and then you don't go to their stream, they'll be like, okay, this person doesn't support me. I'm gonna stop going to their stream.
Mm.
So that's what I would say. Like, give support. Don't expect anything back. Give support because you want to help people. And you can learn from it. Even if you watch a streamer who you're trying to be very supportive of, and then you feel like they're being ungrateful that they didn't come and support you, learn from that. Don't give up on other streamers. Be like, okay, this person, maybe they're not very nice to me, so I'm gonna stop giving them so much support.
Mhm.
I'll support somebody else. And you can learn from that. Be like, okay, I don't want people to do that to me, so I'm not gonna do that to them. And also pay attention to the people who are supporting you. Because I've seen that. I've seen, like, you know, you're not the cool kid on the block, and then you're supporting someone, and then like that person gets super hyped when a bigger streamer comes in, and then it's okay to show more hype, but don't just go to that bigger streamer's stream. Also go to that little guy's stream,
Yeah.
or little girl stream. You know,
Little girl, yeah, man.
I mean, not little. Okay, that I just realized that could have sounded. That potentially sounds really bad. I meant like little stream of a girl.
Oh man, right after surviving R. Kelly and everything. Oh man. I mean, all right. So what advice would you give if you could go back in time at the very beginning? What advice would you give yourself?
I remember that a little bit before Endless Backlog raided me. It was the first time I had ever played Zelda on a stream. Breath of the Wild.
Oh, nice.
I hadn't played it on stream yet.
Wait. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay, no problem.
You have a Switch?
No, it's on with the Wii U. Did I say Switch?
Okay. But you have a Wii U though? Yo, man,
I have a Wii U.
I have a Wii U too, man. We need to trade codes, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We do. But I will be getting a Switch in May. So
oh, you're getting a Switch? See? All right, yeah. Man. All right. Now I know what to look out for. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt you though. I was like, oh,
no, it's okay.
I get hyped sometimes, man. I'm sorry.
No, dude, this is an organic conversation.
Oh man, please continue, sir.
No problem. So I was really torn between The Witcher 3, I think, and Zelda. And then I remember I felt like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna stream at all because it's just not. No one's stopping by. Like I had, like I said, I had streamed like 10, 11 times, and no one had stopped by. And at the most, someone like I got so frustrated. Like there was this one person who came occasionally to watch The Witcher 3, and they would talk to me and they would interact, and I'd be like, oh, you know, if you enjoy what you see, like following me helps. I didn't even have 50. I had like 31 followers. I'm like, you know, every little follow helps. And I got frustrated that the person was always coming into my stream and they didn't follow. But I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe, you know, I don't want to force. Like I wasn't mad at them. I was frustrated. I was like, what am I doing that's missing? That's not giving this person the urge to follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that kind of got me down. I was thinking, you know, the person just wants to talk to me, but they don't consider me good enough to follow. And I don't know, for some reason that kind of disheartened me. And I thankfully I continued doing it. And then the first time I streamed Zelda Endless Backlog, it was a Wednesday. I remember because Wednesdays were the days at that time where Endless Backlog was playing Breath of the Wild. And I talked to him. He's like, well, I just looked for somebody else who was playing Breath of the Wild. I was like, dude, if I had chosen any other game except Breath of the Wild, I don't even know where I would be right now.
Wow.
But the fact is I would have told myself, keep grinding. No one knows you. They can't find you. It's not that people are finding you and being like, oh no, this guy sucks. Like, oh, get away from me. They just legitimately do not know you. Keep grinding. Don't give up. And that's what I would tell any streamer.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like, I think like everybody, like as like people who are like, you know, like trying to stream, you know, you're trying to like, you know, basically achieve your dream of, you know, doing what you love. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's like, keep grinding. Be the best you can be. I guess that's pretty much like that's what it's all about, man. So I got like, do you travel regularly? I know you're traveling like tomorrow, but I'm like, do you normally travel? And like, I mean, do you enjoy it? And is there anywhere that like you believe feels like home when you're there? Like anywhere like specifically that you're just like, man, this is it. I am home.
Okay, so over the last in 2016, I traveled for 8 months, which was when I went to Europe for 3 months, the States for 4, and Canada for 1.
Oh wow.
And since then, my wife and I, we've gone on like a lot of mini trips. Since we're both freelancers, we are very flexible. All we need is a decent internet connection because she's a motion graphics designer. So like she has like big uploads and downloads. But since I translate files, like they're just like usually PowerPoint or Word files. They're usually very easily. But sometimes I do get a anyway, that doesn't matter. Sometimes I was gonna say sometimes I get a transcription. It's a big audio, but like whatever.
I mean, like, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, say what you feel, man. Say what you feel.
And so yeah, we do travel regularly. It's just it's a little hard sometimes because our currency here in Brazil is just worth nothing. It's like we need 4 Brazilian reals to $1, and like it's not just a fact. It's not just a matter of converting. It's also like, like for example, a video game, like a new release in the States costs $60, and a new release in Brazil costs 250 reals, and the minimum wage in Brazil is like a little less than 1,000 reals. So that means you're paying 25% of minimum wage on a game, whereas in the States you're paying like I think minimum wage in New Jersey, at least that's where I'm from. I think it's around $900. I might be wrong. So that would be less than 10%. That would be about like 7% of minimum wage. So like you kind of see the difference there. And considering that, I think 60%, 70% of the population makes exactly minimum wage or less. So that's kind of hard. I thankfully, because of my career, I can buy the games and do stuff. But anyway, back to your question, which is if there's a place that feels like home to me. Until 2014, 2013, the US, New Jersey, like whenever I would land in either Liberty Airport or in JFK, that felt like home. And then it stopped. Like the last time I went there, it didn't feel like I was getting home. And then I thought, okay, maybe I think Brazil's my home now. And when I go back to Brazil, that's what I'm going to feel. And I didn't. My family's always been very like a kind of like nomad kind of family. I've lived in Holland. I've lived in a million places around Sao Paulo, and even in Brazil, I've lived in 2 different states. I guess I just don't have that. That word to me means more in my childhood than it does right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean,
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
You're right. It isn't necessarily a bad thing, but man, I mean, I don't know, man. But what you just said and the way you said it, man, it's just kind of like, man, like, hit me a little bit.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring you down.
Man, like that's.
So, yeah.
That's powerful stuff, bro. it's like it meant more in my childhood than it does now. I mean, like that's, yeah, man. To be honest with you, I think like I feel like I also feel, to be honest with, like New Jersey was a place where I felt like I was home. I mean, I lived in Texas for so long, and I was like, I never found it. I grew up around people who drew a lot of attention to the way that I spoke because I didn't speak like all of them, and so when I went to New Jersey, and nobody, if they noticed, nobody like said anything. So
right.
I spent all my time, just like talking to all these new people that I met, and my mom used to tell me when I was a kid, oh, when you go off to college, you're gonna meet all these people that are like you. When you go over to the East Coast, and I was like, okay, Mom, whatever. Like she said that for years, and
like you didn't believe her.
I did not believe her. I was just like, whatever, Mom, whatever. Because I mean, when you're in a situation, excuse me, when you're in a situation like that, and nobody wants, everybody's like, oh, well, you talk like this, and you're this, that, and the third, because and you don't, right. It doesn't seem like you'll ever meet anybody like you, and then you go and you meet people, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, even right now, like we're talking to you, like I was like you're somebody like me. You know what I mean? And I'm like
Right.
all these people that I've met on Twitch are people that are like me. You know, and like you find your tribe in like the most like unlikely of places, and like New Jersey for me was an unlikely place. So you know, you go there and you think, oh, whatever, man, and then you meet all these people. So fast forward, I had to come back to Texas. So and
Thank God for the internet.
yeah,
You can at
thank
least
God for the internet.
keep in touch with other people, right?
Yeah, man, because man, like I don't. Yeah, so yeah, I would definitely say that New Jersey was definitely a place that I feel like I was home at. Like just, in fact, the tri-state area in general, I would say is somewhere
Yeah.
like that. I think. Oh man. Um, let's see. Uh, so, do you go to any conventions or anything like that? Like, if we wanted to meet up with you, like really, like see, like really dap it up, hang with the Purple Mango himself, chill under the mango tree in person. Like, where would we have to go to do that?
You have to come to São Paulo, Brazil, man, because there ain't no conventions here. But I always tell people, like, whenever someone says like, "Oh, I really want to visit Brazil," I'm like, dude, if you do come to my city, we'll go out. Like, I don't drink beer or anything because I have stomach issues. But I'll go out. I'll have like a juice. You can have a beer. I'll take you out to like some cool places. Like, we'll hang out. I'll show you some sights. And I always encourage people to come here. And also, I'm going to New Jersey in May. So anybody who's like around there, I always say like, "Oh, dude, I'm going there in May. Keep your eye out because I want to hang out if you're up for it."
Oh
So
man,
that's basically for now. That's it. I'm thinking about moving to the States again. My wife and I were considering it.
really?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, after what happened last month with the muggings and the political situation here, we're kind of we're weighing the decision a bit. We're seeing what's happening. But anyway, if you guys want to meet me in real life, you have to come to Brazil.
Okay. Well, it would be great to have you back and have you in the States, man. Like, then we could really like, chill on the regular, bro. Because, I mean,
Hells yeah.
yeah, man. But now that I know that, not for sure, know for sure you're coming to like the Jers in like, May. I'll plan to be in the area when you're up there.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm actually like I'm doing my like some people know, some people don't know. I'm doing my stream from Philadelphia. So I'm up here in the tri-state on the regular. I have family up here. I got family in New York. So you better believe it, man. You come up here to like the Jersey. I'll be here.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
I
Yeah.
get there on the 4th, May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yep, May the 4th be with you exactly.
All right, man. I know what's called. I know you're we're busy, but let's take some viewer questions. Does anybody in chat have any questions for our man in Brazil, Purple Mango?
Any questions at all?
Yeah. Like one thing I'd like to ask real quick is like what do you think like as a streamer yourself and a writer, what do you think is like the best way to like support like our people out here like on Twitch and everywhere?
Okay, on Twitch, I think there are different ways to support on both of those different things. So the first I'll approach Twitch first. Twitch, to me, it's as simple as following. It's like it's free. You don't have to pay a dime to follow the person, and that already helps a ton. Messaging them once, even if you just say, "Hey, what's up? How are you liking the game?" You're already helping so much. If you really like the person though, and I always try to keep in mind that everyone who's a streamer is like chasing this dream of growing.
Mm-hmm.
So like a small donation, like if you're like I said, a message and a follow is great already. Don't get me wrong, but like if you give 1 bit, $1, 50 cents, whatever you can to help that person, like give them that fuel, subscribing, whatever can fuel them to continue and to be like, oh man, I remember the first time someone donated me $1. And I was like, dude, someone took $1 out of their money, out of their disposable income, and they gave it to me because I was playing a game. And I remember that it like took me a second for me to realize what had just happened. I was just like, whoa, this is so cool. Like I couldn't wrap my head around it. And like now, like I get like bits. Like people give me like 10 bits. I'm like, dude, you're giving me 10 cents. You're awesome. Like,
Right?
thank you. People subscribe to me, and I'm like, dude, you're using my emote. You're that is so. It's amazing. That's how you can help people. But if you don't have money, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You know, like I said, my currency is worth nothing. For me to buy 500 bits, it's $27. I buy 500 bits a month to help streamers as like a little bit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And but if I didn't have it, and like if one day I don't have it, I'm gonna keep chatting and messaging and following people, and because I know that helps. I'm gonna you can shout them out on Twitter. You can do so much for free. Books are a little more complicated for the following reason, because like I said, I'm not even done with my book, and I've been writing it for 2.5 years, and it's like I give away sample chapters for free. The first 5 or 6 chapters are free. I give them away. And I don't know exactly how it's going to be like when I do the publishing thing. Like I don't know exactly. Like I figured I'd finish the book first before going into that too much. But if you can like say like, oh, I'll buy your book for $1, dude, like awesome. You want to read my book that you'll give me $1. Like I worked on it for it'll probably be 3 years by the time I'm done with it. And like I think that's just a little harder because you can't just dive in and be like, okay, I'm writing this book, give me money. Like it takes work beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like with books, I like you can also be like for free, be like, oh, I just read these sample chapters from Purple Mango's novel. I think they're awesome. I think you should check it out. Like that's already freaking amazing. Oops. And yeah, so but if you could give like $1, I'll probably sell my book for if anybody wants to pay 25 cents, I'll probably say, okay, here you go, 25 cents, I'll sell you my book. Anything. If you want to read my book, also another way you can support a novelist is by reading it and being honest, like, oh, I didn't like this chapter, I didn't like this character, I think this was poorly written. I'm very good at receiving criticism. So like if you read something of mine, you're like, dude, I really hated that you did this. I feel like it makes no sense at all. I'd be like, okay, let me see what I can do to fix that. Like, I'm not going to cater to everybody's specific taste.
Right.
But if you give me a logical reason as to why that's bad, that's awesome. That's worth like to me $1,000. I'm not going to pay you for it, but it's worth to me $1,000.
Oh, that's funny. I'm not going to pay you for it, but all right.
Well, I see one man's orange is asking which little girl streams do I love the most, and I don't love little girl streams. That was just a figure of speech. And I see that yellow little bug is asking if you can get partner without having 75 viewer average, and yes, you can. I've seen it.
Wait, you can?
Yes, you can.
I had no idea. Like that's completely news to me.
Yes, you can. I saw that, and sorry, I jumped the gun a little there. I should have let you see the question, but I saw oranges, and I answered his, and I just saw his. I don't even know if he's still there.
Wow.
It might have been a while ago that he asked, but yeah, you can reach partner without 75 average. I think Oreo side reached partner without 75 viewer average. I think he posted a screenshot of what his statistics looked like when he reached partner. I think it was like 50 average. But I think it's because it's been a while. Like there are several other factors aside from 75 viewer average.
All right, that is completely news to me. Let's see. Let's see. Prince of Date says, "Do you need skill to be a streamer?"
No. You don't need skill to be a streamer because. Like I'm competitive a little bit, but I'm no tryhard. I'm not playing God of War on the hardest difficulty because I'm streaming it. I'm gonna play it on the second most difficult because that's what I feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Redemption. Oh no, I think no. Like I sucked so bad at Red Dead Redemption at first. It took me so long to because I don't know if you've played it yet, but like when you shoot, you have to press the button again. So he'll pull the hammer again. It took me so long to get used to that. And like I crashed my horse so many times, dude. I suck at some video games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not used to driving the horse sometimes, bro. And
Yeah, it's tough.
mm,
It's definitely tough.
oh man,
But yeah, you don't need skill at all to be a streamer.
yeah, some streamers are actually don't play video games at all. Actually, like I know some people do completely like almost completely just chatting. Um,
Yep.
there's a streamer that I streamer called Games at Random. He makes like
Mm.
he does play games, but he also makes rings on stream. Like he does like arts and crafts. Like he makes rings, which is incredible to me because like number one, you're making the ring in the first place.
Right.
Number two, you're streaming it, which I never would have thought to do, like ever. I would have never thought, oh yeah, I'm making rings. Let me stream that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh
Like
man.
there are so many options. It's basically, I think it's just basically the key factor is your personality. Are
Mm,
you a person who likes to talk to people? You'll probably have an easier time. But that doesn't mean that you can be a kind of like shy person and not and you can also be successful as as a shy streamer. You just have to um tend to your strong points, you know?
yeah, you're right. Let's see. I know Penelope Flynn asked a question earlier on, but she said, yeah, she's like, um, are you a comic book fan? If so, what books do you gravitate towards?
Um if she's talking about me, I do like comic books, but I never really got into them for the simple reason that I remember that once for my birthday or for Christmas, I got two or three um Brazilian or is that it was like anime. It was a manga, but it was in Portuguese. And I was so hooked to into the story. I was like so like, "Oh my god, this is awesome." And then I remember and then like I tried to look for the next episodes and like it was just impossible to find. I'm just like, "You know what? I don't want to get invested in something I can't find out the end to."
Yeah,
So like I enjoy Spider-Man, I enjoy Batman, but I don't buy comic books anymore because or I anymore. I never bought comic books really for the simple reason where I don't want to have to like face a challenge just to find the thing to read it and then be done with it in half an hour.
yeah. Yeah, I
What about
agree
you?
with that. Yeah, I mean, I really like honestly, I love comic books, man. I really do. Like as far as like I'm a Marvel person. My
Right.
favorite when my favorite character is Venom. So
Mm-hmm.
when the movie came when the movie was not even when the movie came out when the movie was announced, I went crazy. And then people said Spider Man wasn't gonna be in it, and I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna go
I
see the
don't
movie.
care about that fool. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
Like I'm like if there's a Spider-Man comic and Venom's in it, like because like honestly speaking, like I have Marvel Unlimited on like a tablet, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and I read comic books all the time on there, and there are hundreds upon hundreds of Spider-Man comics, but I read maybe like 4 or 5 of them. Why? Because Venom's in them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Venom is a pretty cool villain for sure.
Yeah, he's
Very
great.
cool, like art design. Yeah, he is pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So oh, let's see. Let's take a few more questions.
All right.
Uh, let's see.
I'm in no rush, dude. By the way, I'm in no rush.
It's like you're in no rush. Okay, all right.
No rush, no rush at all.
Let's see. I see Yellow Little Bug says, "What would you advise on what best game is to stream at present?"
Well, we talked about this a little bit, about like maybe 20 minutes ago. So what I was saying is that if you're a small streamer and you're playing like the really hot games, even if it's what you want to play, it's might not be a good idea for the simple reason that people aren't going to be able to find you. Like I was telling Amazing that when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I tested this theory of mine. And I was just like, okay, let's see how long it'll take me to scroll down to someone with 20 viewers.
Hmm.
And I scrolled like this, like for 2 minutes until like I found someone with like 20 or 20 something viewers. And it is important to play something that you want to play, but it's also important for you to play something where it's realistic. If you want views, this is only if you want like specifically if you want views. To play something like right now, I said like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a good game because it's still like there's still hype about it, but like the major hype, like where everyone's like, oh my god, I need to see this game, I need to play this game, like they're on like I don't know a million caffeine tablets. Um, it's a good idea for you to maybe play that game, or even The Witcher 3. I've been getting some decent views with Witcher 3, God of War, the PS4 God of War, stuff like that.
Let's see.
Yeah, like 90s King says, like Kingdom Hearts 3. Like if you play Kingdom Hearts 3 once it comes out, that game has been like in the making for 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't even think that. I think that even the major, like not major, I guess like the big guys, like with like 50,000 viewers, I think that they'll have a hard time getting like the same number of views that they get with a different game.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be tough competition. I'm not gonna stream it once it comes out. I'm not, because I'm not gonna get views, and it's just gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Tough getting views.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because, like, I mean, you get like Kingdom Hearts 3, like you said, it's 15 years in the making, and people love for whatever reason, people still love Kingdom Hearts so much. I mean,
yeah,
I kind of like I mean I don't dislike Kingdom Hearts 3, but I think they lost me when the moment they put the real second game on the Game Boy Advance. Like that was when they lost me. It's like, oh, like
all these multi-platforms, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, too much. Why
can't they just compile? Like I would get it if they're like, okay, this game is for Game Boy Advance and for PlayStation 2 or and for PlayStation 3. But like, dude, what's your problem? Give me a freaking product where I can play all the games in chronological order. Give me an official chronological order.
Yeah, word.
So yeah, I definitely do get that. I think they made a huge mistake with that, and it's like almost irreversible.
Yeah, I think like they released a little while ago like a bundle with all the games in it, but I'm like, yo, that's like 10 years too late, man. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm like then like I mean I remember when they did Chain of Memories, where they released Chain of Memories on the PS2 like mad long after they had already released it on Game Boy Advance.
I'm even out of that loop. I didn't even know. See, like that, then their marketing sucked then, because like everyone, if they're doing something like that, everyone should know.
That was really bad. Poor marketing. I think like I said, that was a huge mistake because if it's on Game Boy Advance and people have a certain kind of mindset when it comes to stuff like that, like you're thinking, okay, this game's on the PS2, so the next game is going to be on the PS2. That means that the game on Game Boy Advance, I don't need to play that. But then if you play the one on PS2, there's some other random dude named Roxas running around, and then you go to a mansion and Sora's in a test tube, and then the dude's like...
And you're like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, exactly.
Looks like my summer vacation is over. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, man, that game was crazy. Yellow Little Bug is asking, is Ring of Elysium good? I think that the Battle Royale games are in right now. You could face some competition, but it could be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And also Jackbox. I do not know that game. I think it's like a family party game.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So it could be good to stream if you get like a good title in there, like, oh, family fun or like family friendly, something like that. And then you be careful not to curse, because I think that's what your demographic would be. Your main audience would be like.
Yeah. And, I remember Sal's one. He plays he does Jackbox a lot. I remember they have like a rap battle like game in there, and
really?
This one I remember the very very first time I came in there to watch him do Jackbox. Some dude just, I don't know what he was thinking, but he just like just typed www over and over and over again for his rap battle thing, and then like and everybody has to vote on who wins. And everybody voted for that guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh man, I was dying. And then everybody started doing it. So they would go halfway through the rap battle and then they just say, forget it, www.
www. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And then the whole crowd's like, oh.
That's amazing.
Oh snap! That was beautiful. It was beautiful. He said that recently people just started typing 99999. So it's a new trend apparently.
Nice.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess I like if nobody has any more questions for the Purple Mango, our boy in Brazil. That's
What up? You can ask anything if you're interested in knowing anything at all.
yeah. Actually, yo, where can we go to like actually get like all of your like social media and stuff like that if we want to like follow you and all that good stuff? Like if we're trying to support the
do you want me
Mango
to post
Tree.
it in your chat?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is
man,
your-
drop those links, man. Drop them.
Is it gonna block me?
Oh man, it might. Jeez, I don't know how to stop that. Like, where do I go to stop that, man? Like,
I know that I stopped that. Yeah, deleted. See if you can. See if maybe your own profile will allow it.
oh man, that was one thing that always kind of bothered me. I'm like, dude, why is this happening? Because I thought
I know that I did change that because I didn't want that to happen.
yeah.
But I don't remember how it's as simple as just looking it up on Google. I can help you later if you want with that.
Yeah.
And here's my Twitter. Oh, and YouTube. I forgot. I even forget that I have YouTube.
You have a YouTube?
I do, but I haven't posted anything since last year, since Detroit Become Human.
Oh wow. You played that game? What did you think?
Oh, dude, that game is awesome. Like I said, I love stories. I'm a sucker for stories. But yeah, I think it's amazing. Kalasuimi. I don't know if I always butcher your name. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you Callie. Yes, mangoes actually do taste better in Brazil because they are like every fruit here in Brazil tastes better than in America, except maybe apples. Apples in the States and in Canada are better than apples here in Brazil. Other than that, bananas, melons, watermelons, everything is like a million times better. Wow, we're on the mango tree. Well, I appreciate you chilling in the shade of the mango tree.
Yeah.
Do you? Crim says, "Do you want to play Fortnite with me with like alternating caps?" Crim
No.
cracks me up all the times, man.
I don't want to play Fortnite with anybody, but I mean that.
I tried playing Fortnite, and you know what? Like, I'd be lying if I didn't say that it's an okay game. Like, it's an entertaining game, but I'm just bad at it.
I got burned out, man. I played the story a lot, and
Oh, you played the story?
Yeah, I played the story. I know, right? Like nobody plays the story anymore. But
Nobody plays the story.
Nobody plays the story. Oh man. Yellow Little Bug wants to know when's your next stream.
My next stream is as soon as this interview is over. It will be only like about an hour or so long because the interview is I'm doing it kind of like in my streaming time, but that's okay. And then the next 2 weeks I'm going to be streaming only a little bit, and like from my cell phone to show you guys where I'm going to be traveling to. I can show you guys links of where I'm going to in the south of Brazil. And then but from 2 weeks from now, what I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays. And like when my regular schedule is up and running and stuff.
There you go. Yellow Little Bug says, "Good luck with the book."
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know if you were here when I said it, but I give the first 5-6 chapters as samples, like for free. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll go wrap it up. I really like to. Thanks a lot, man, for coming on the show. Being the inaugural guest on my interview section. I really appreciate it, man. You were great. Wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. It was awesome. It's always awesome talking to you. By the way, I just shouted myself out in the chat.
Oh, there you go.
So like all my social media stuff is there, even the Discord, the Twitter, and the YouTube. Penelope is asking what the genre it is. It's a thriller mystery with a bit of sci-fi. Like it revolves around a murder and the impact it has on three friends and one of their wives.
Oh, that's nice. It's like you have what's called the title for it,
Yes, it's called The Black and White Forest.
Black and White Forest. Look for that, people. The Black and White Forest. Our man, Purple Mango.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us, chatting. Amazing. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been like an honor. If you ever want me to come back for a follow up, I'd be delighted to. It was awesome.
I'm already thinking. We're definitely gonna have to do a follow up later. We're definitely gonna do one.
That'd be awesome. I'd be super awesome. I'd be super awesome. I mean,
yeah, you would be
stoked for it.
Yeah.
No, but I wouldn't say that about myself. I'd be super stoked for it, is what I meant to say.
Oh man, like, yo. So I got. Oh, all right. So man, is your nom de plume, like your writer, your author's name, is that Purple Mango too, or is that a different name?
No, that's gonna be my real name. I'm thinking about using a pseudonym, but I don't think that like a writer would get like George Martin. Like no one's gonna be like, oh my god, let me touch your hands. So I'm probably gonna just use my real name. You know.
Oh. Let me touch your hand.
Let me touch your hands, dude. Is this the hand you used to write Black and White Forest? Oh my god! Like no one's gonna do that, so I don't think. I think I'll be fine.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, thank you for the compliment on my hat. I love hearing compliments on my hat.
Oh yes, that hat is dope as hell.
Oh man.
Not very many people rock a hat like a what is that not a boulder. It's
yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a boulder. Is it a boulder? Okay.
Yeah.
Not many people can rock it, man. You do a really good job.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment, yo. Like this is actually I've always wanted a hat like this, and then I finally got one a couple months ago. I was super.
Oh, I remember.
Super hyped when it came in the mail. Oh man.
I remember when you said you ordered it.
Oh man. Oh yeah, and I am rocking the Lip Crusher pin right here. The man, Mark, aka Lip Crusher. Go ahead. Like if somebody would do me a favor, and I'll go ahead and shout that man out. Shout that man out in chat. Yeah, get a good close up of the pin here. Look at that.
Crims, I will not be writing under that pseudonym, but you made me fall for that one yesterday. And oh, that's a cool pin, man.
Yeah,
that's some cool art. And Orange, I will let you touch my hand, but you have to come to Brazil.
Yeah. You got to be right here, man. Like, it's like you could only do it on site, okay? Like, there is no,
you
like...
can only do it on site. There's no this, you know, like, I won't do this.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thanks once again, man, for coming on the show, bro. You were great. Man, you were great.
Thanks, man. You were awesome too. Very natural. It was I really felt like I was on a talk show.
Yeah, right. I was like, that was like what I was going for. I'm like, right before the show, I'm just like, you know what? I hope we can do this correct. I hope we can do this right, man. I'm like Don Draper before a big pitch. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Oh man. Oh, apparently Penelope Flynn wants to know what the ink is, man.
It's the Triforce of
Zelda.
I'm a Link fanboy.
That is hot.
I'm a Link fanboy. I want to be Link. I want to be Link so bad.
Oh man. Well, thanks everybody for showing up and showing out. We really appreciate we love and appreciate every single one of you guys.
We do.
So
you guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys are freaking amazing. So yeah, like look forward to the to our next guest. Our next guest will probably be most likely be Sir Gonads, and that'll probably be like either I think at the end of next week. So let me get a hold of him and see what goes on with that. But yeah, like make sure you follow this man right here, my man Purple Mango Gaming. Thanks a lot for coming on the show. My man.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me, dude. It was awesome.
Oh man. All right, I'm not exactly sure how to end off stuff like this, so I guess we can just just sign off gracefully. So we'll see you guys next time. I think Purple, are you gonna start? Are you gonna be like streaming in a minute, or are you gonna be moving on?
Yeah, I'm gonna just probably grab a glass of water and then turn on my PS4 and get to stream in like 5-10 minutes tops.
All right, cool. All right, so you all heard it here. Purple's about to start streaming in about a few minutes. So if you want to like migrate over there, just migrate on over. You got the
That'd
link
be
in
awesome.
chat, and
Love to see
hit
you
'em up.
guys there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man. Like, thanks a lot, everybody. And just remember, like I always say, no matter what happens after the end of this stream, you're going to be okay, because not only will Purple be streaming in a couple minutes, but I'll be back later on with another amazing experience. We hope to see you then. Take care, everybody.
Peace out.